Now, say my name.
Nintendo.
Hello, Mario.
Fake cards, fake personas, fake IDs, fake talent, fake you out by 21 pilots. What do all of these things have in common? Correct. They're all things that I will not be talking about today. But they are also things, aside from fake you out, that make you think they're one thing, but are actually another thing. Allow me to elaborate. Let's be real. Being lied to kind of doesn't feel that good. And when a game you bought starts acting a little sus, you squint your eyes as you're looking at it and you go, You go, ooh. And when a lot of video games are available online for free as ROM files, you can, well, not you, but a criminal can download these files, put them in cheaper plastic cartridges, and sell them for a 200% profit rate. And a lot of video game companies, including Nintendo, have countermeasures for this. Games usually will freeze or bug out on genuine hardware if they're not real. And that's pretty cool. But what's not cool is when you spent all of your money that was meant for food on this game, and now you have to eat ramen, and you can't fight Bowser without him tweaking out your game. But if you're interested in playing exclusively Nintendo DS games, then you're in luck, and there's hope for you, because I'm going to show you how to spot fakes. Now before us here we have the most famous title on the Nintendo DS, Yu-Gi-Oh! Nightmare Troubadour. You're probably wondering, why do you have two? Well, I'm going to give you a hint. One of them is fake.
Wow.
The one on the left is cartridge A. The one on the right is cartridge C. Which one of these is a faker? You have 10 seconds. Actually, you have 3 seconds. If you said cartridge B is fake, then you'd be correct. You're probably thinking to yourself, what the hey, dude? There is no cartridge B. Well, what if I told you that that C that I said earlier was actually a B? What if I told you that C was fake? How do you feel right now? Probably betrayed. Well, that's how I felt about a year after I bought cartridge B. So this game functions okay on my DS Lite. It occasionally freezes, but other than that, it seems to function normally. However, if I put it in my 2DS, it'll usually freeze after one duel. So not wanting to believe it was fake, I was like, oh, wow, these old games just don't work on this new stuff at all. And this game did come out in 2005. So this thing came out when the DS looked like this. Yeah. It had the charging port that was used on this. Go back a couple more years, you might as well be a caveman playing with a rock with a charging port like this. So that brings us to the first thing that tells you that a game might be sus, freezing. So what else is weird about this thing that gives it away? Well, depending on the amount of gamer cred you have, you probably noticed that the graphic on the front is a little bit fuzzy. Also on the front, the Nintendo seal is a little bit off in color. It's more golden on the fake one. Something that I've seen other gamers point out is that the Nintendo seal will be embossed on genuine cartridges, but it is also embossed on this fake one, so I don't think that's a foolproof way of determining anything. And if you're like me, you had to Google what embossed meant. So it basically just means that something is raised from the surface of something else. And unfortunately, this is something difficult to capture on camera, but you'll see two ovals around this. Just use your imagination. Moving on to the back, another misconception I've seen is that people say the Nintendo print above the contact pin signifies a fake cartridge. But that's not true, and it can be real, but only if it's released before the DS Lite came out in 2006. Because Nintendo only did this to their cartridges when the original DS was the only DS on the market. Also concerning this text above the pins, On fake cartridges, it's a slightly different font. This is kind of hard to describe if you're just looking at one, but if you look at two, a genuine and a fake, it becomes more obvious. Also focusing on the contact pins, these are made out of a slightly different metal. The color is a little bit different, so it's also something to look out for. Now I'm going to talk about the biggest thing that gave away that this cartridge was fake.
Wow.
Shout out to Scott Squatch on YouTube for pointing this out. On the top of a DS cartridge, you can see that genuine ones will have this very faint mold line. This mold line is non-existent on fake cartridges, and they'll just be smooth. And the last thing is this little square indentation on the side here is going to look a little bit misshapen on a fake cartridge. And that's it, gamers. These are some of my favorite ways to point out some fake DS games. And now that I have a genuine game, you guys are probably wondering what's inside this liar. So I'm going to gently pry this open. Alright, now that we've loosened the outer shell, we can see what secrets it stores. So I'm actually not sure what this is supposed to look like inside, so if anybody in the comments knows, feel free to point out anything that you found. I just don't have any real cartridges that I'm willing to do this on, but if anybody has done that, thanks. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this whole video. Let me know if you've ever found any fake games, even non-DS games, and I hope you guys have a good one.